Hello, my friends. Welcome to Keeping It Real. I'm Danny B. My friends call me DB, and this is Jamie B. And my friends call her a lot of things, but they definitely don't call you ugly. Looking pretty as always. And
hey, Danny B.
Another exciting week for the Bianculo family. Our son broke his toe, Jace. We talked about you calling him Boo Boo last week, right?
I don't call him Boo Boos for nothing.
So, and I'm calling him Spider from Goodfellas, because he's going to work tomorrow as a waiter with a boot on and he stutters sometimes, so I'm going to call him Spider from this day moving forward. And those that know Goodfellas, Joe Pesci, it's calamari. But yeah, and he broke his foot by how, Jamie? Just explain it. Because he had a burst of energy.
Well, this is what he says a couple of days later. But when it happened, he comes down the steps, and the first thing I'm worried about, we just got carpet on them steps. Don't bleed.
New
He's
carpet.
Like, He's like, it hurts so bad, I want to throw up. I'm like, what did you do? He's like, well, there was a towel on the floor, and instead of like bending over and pick it up, he kicked it to like grab it and kicked his bed instead.
The metal part underneath the bunk bed, right?
So yeah.
And he's got Flintstone feet to begin with, and he's got a size 12 at 14 years old. And
he's like, that's because your feet are too big for you.
I told him to stop growing. The kid doesn't listen. His hands look, but I guess it's a good thing. You know, it's good for baseball, especially, which starts up soon. And I got my Yankee hat on, although I'm a Met fan. But I'm rooting for both teams this year. Should be exciting. But back to our son, Spider.
Yeah.
Who works for Tony.
So he kicked his foot. So he's like, he injured his toe. And I'm like, all right, well, let's give it a day and see how it is. And so then the next day, he's like, no, it still hurts. He couldn't walk on it. And he's like, I don't know what happened. I just had this random burst of energy, and I just like kicked the towel and I like kicked the bed. And I'm like, okay, well.
Random burst of energy at 10 o'clock at night, right?
So I took him to get it x-rayed, and of course it's broke. So now he's walking around in a boo. He just texted me before. He's like, some kid stepped on me and it's hurt. And I'm like, well, too bad. Stay in school. I got things going on. Yes.
We do day drinking, as you can see. The
My
shirt.
I don't know if you can see
this, they can see that. They can see that. Trust me, girlie,
This is where it's at, actually. At our age, you have to day drink. You can't, like, Danny, when did we ever even go out at 7, 8 o'clock at night?
We're in bed
I haven't
by
done
7
that
o'clock.
since I was like 21.
You avoid first of all, some advice. We're going to do segments moving forward. She's going to do a cooking segment, marriage segment. Not that our marriage is great, but for 24 years we've made it, so we've done something right. And it starts with a lot of, understanding and give and take and hating on each other, but never going to bed angry. Can't go to bed angry. But where was I? So just for me,
we were talking about
getting old. I might be like
injuries.
Wendy Williams. I might have that alcohol dementia. I don't know there, but all kidding aside, that is sad.
That is very sad.
But she's very freaking mean, though. She shouldn't be that mean.
Actually, we were watching that show together, and I had to turn it. I was like, I can't watch her. She's so mean. And then Danny continued on to watch it, and he's like, it's so sad. Like, honestly, he cried over it.
I didn't cry
really
that much. I was taken back when the father, who's in his 80s, is looking at her like, and she's saying, yeah, Wednesday and then Thursday.
She didn't know
and
what
he's
she was
like,
talking
and he's
about.
like,
Yeah. That's sad.
And he's holding her hand, and I was like, oh. Then I woke the next day. I was like, you know what? You should have watched. You would have felt bad for her.
Yeah,
but,
I don't know. She was so mean. I had to turn it off. But anyway, we were talking about also our boys worked together this weekend on their first mission, their first job together. Danny financed this whole ordeal, but the boys have to
work it. And
I'm helping out with trying to promote them and get them out there, right, Danny?
Yeah, you've done a good job. Yeah. I mean, it's only one job, but you got to start somewhere. But this is a money pit. I ain't going to lie. I thought, within a couple of weeks, we're on the road, the van's filled up.
Well, the problem is the insurance and Jaden's age, so they didn't factor this in, and it's just way too expensive for them to have the insurance that he needs to go from state to state, the proper coverage, right? For
liability coverage is the word.
And stuff like that. But so now we have to find all the work on our own.
We have to start somewhere. And again, he's only 19. He'll be 20 in May. But by the time he's 21, another year under his belt of driving, it might be a little bit more affordable. But reality is to get these jobs, you have to have $1 million liability, right?
Yeah. So
And
we
that's
didn't
like
know
50
that.
grand
we
a
didn't
year
know that.
for-
Yeah,
but, like-
at his age, if it was us driving it.
So anyway,
it'd
they
be a
made
lot
100.
less.
They made $150. I didn't see a penny of it, but yet I just made a payment today on the truck and an insurance
But you
payment
know what,
the other
Danny?
day.
You know what that saying is?
The finance guy. Don't come to me for finance advice. That's for shit sure. Go to Steve Meehan. He'll set you straight.
That's neither here or there.
Oh, I kicked the stand there.
So anyway,
I am a little restricted. I ain't gonna lie. I love the setting, but it's like the elbow. Did I just give you a booby
Really?
shot?
Really,
I did that
Danny
on
B?
accident. Wink,
Okay.
wink.
So anyway, we wanted to do couple of different segments, right? Or topics, I should say, that we wanted to talk about.
Okay.
And, I always have to get a little controversy going on, right?
You have to have that.
I don't know, the past week, as we spoke, Danny likes to do his, he has his medical, right? He go to the medical.
Don't be shy. I got a medical marijuana card.
Right. So
I talked to Cleo, Dr. Cleo, to get it back in October.
he loves
and
the
that's another
websites.
story.
He's like, I don't have to hide this.
I love browsing. I
He
feel
freaking loves it.
What was that lady from Madeira
Hysterical.
that one went bam? She bakes out the
Yes.
bam, boom, I'm legal. She pulls it out of her
I'm
chest.
legal.
I think
Actually,
her name
one night Danny was like out front, like screaming to the neighbors, "I'm legal!" He's got like his card.
No,
I'm like, you go, Danny. Yeah, he loves it. So, but anyway,
But I am a good dad.
so I take him. You are, Danny B. So I take him over to the medical place, and I'm waiting out in the parking lot, and I see like a little kid coming in there,
yeah.
and like a few times, like I've seen people bring like little kids in, and I'm like, I feel some sort of way about that. Like, so I want to ask everyone, how does everyone feel about that? And with this show, like, I want to be positive for people and like, not be so judgy, even though we all
judge.
To be honest, keeping it real, we all
Everybody
judge.
judges.
Everyone
I'm
judges.
judging
I don't
you
care.
right now.
You're always
I'm judging you as we
someone,
speak.
something, but it's where you go with that or that judging, like Danny and I will just like talk about talk about people
And that's fine.
each other to each other. But I see this like little kid going in, and I'm like,
that little kid wasn't.
Is that good? Like, should they? Because even in the liquor store, it's like you have to be 21 to go in there, right? Like,
Or
I
at
never
a
even
bar
brought
to
my
sit
kids
at
in
the
there.
bar.
I'm like, you guys have to sit. You gotta stay
Interesting
outside.
topic. I like this. Go ahead.
So
please,
I just wonder
please
what other
proceed.
people, feel about that, because it is, when you think about it, it's medical, right? So there are kids that actually do use it.
No,
there's
it's
kids
not
that have
for the
seizures
kids.
and stuff like that. But
They're allowed to come along. There's a certain thing because I was curious because I'm the one that's in the place. You're in the parking lot.
Right.
I actually saw the little boy.
But anyway, so we're talking about the
Beyonce,
medical
if you
marijuana
want.
and like, should little kids go inside there? I definitely feel some sort of way watching a kid going in, like, what are you exposing them to? But then it's on the other hand, it's like, it's legal, it's medical, they're going there.
So why can't they come to the bar
So
then?
why can't they?
So why can't they come sit at the bar then too?
Well, because that's not a
Back in
medical.
the
It's not a medical. The
Th-
bar is
that
not a medical. I
depends.
mean,
That-
we do.
that
I personally feel
depends.
like
seizures, they get the tincture stuff. So it isn't.
But it's not for
It
the
is a
kids. They're just
medical.
it's not even for the kids.
How do you know what someone's buying?
I heard because okay.
Oh, now you
wanna
listen to everyone's conversations.
Absolutely. That's what I do.
They only-
So I'm down in, I won't name the store, but anyway, this girl's there with her kid, and the kid just wants to talk to the mom, and the mom's on the iPad yelling at the little girl, they got my order wrong, stop it, this is mommy's medicine. So no, that
This
little
is
girl
another time when we've
that
seen a
little
kid
girl
there.
was not
Yeah.
there for any seizures, and I get it, and I'm a firm believer in marijuana. So anyway, but no, this girl was with the mom, and the mom was yelling at the kid because she just wanted to do the eye, and she's like, just stop, this is more important than your needs. And I was like, oh my, that was a little cool.
I mean, I
Then I saw another one. The girl looked like she just rolled out of bed. They both had rollers in their hair. I mean, it looked like, it was like, so anyway, I don't think the kids should go in there. And I'm a big
I don't
supporter.
think so
but
either.
I think the kids should be left at home or in the
Yep.
parking lot or in the lobby of the place with a chaperone, not in the actual place.
But I
going
wonder,
in to get the weed, too.
So-
They go in and they look at the weed and the pipes, and it's just not right.
my thing is I like to get other people's inputs, because a lot of times I start thinking, and like Danny was saying, like the little kids playing with the dolls and stuff, with like a lot of the younger kids with the transgender and stuff, like, you're so quick to be like, oh my God, like that's something wrong. But like, unless you know about it, like maybe if someone
Don't
told
even
their
go there.
story
Yeah,
about
don't even go there with no.
what was going on with them and their family and their kids, or you don't know what someone's story is, why they have their kid there, so they might need
because they don't have a damn baby. They don't have a
right?
babysitter, so they have no choice but to drag the kid along. Unless they're just an awful parent, because if you did have somebody to watch your kid, they'd be home while you're getting your weed, and I'm okay with that. I've been smoking since I'm 52
I don't know.
years
I
or
think
something like that?
there could be people who watch
I'm
this
on time.
show that actually take their kids in, and I would just like to know, like, what would be, if you would even respond to it, like, what would be the reasoning that you do that, and like, what would be, your thought on it, like, if you think it's okay, that's
It's not
all,
okay. Move on to the next topic. What's
That's all.
cooking?
What?
What's
I'm
cooking?
just saying.
That's enough of that topic.
You don't know.
I don't know. You don't know, and they don't know, but who cares? Anyway,
That's my whole point, is that people don't know what other people
You don't know
go
what you
through.
don't know what you don't know. No.
Okay, so we're actually not going to go on to the topic of marriage because we're getting into a little tips.
Well, here's where you have to stop. You just saw us cutting off each
I
other.
want to talk about Danny.
And I'm going to cut you off just like you always cut me off. But anyway.
Do I cut you off,
love
Danny?
you.
No, you don't.
You see, you hate each other,
No,
then
you
you got to
don't.
compliment each other. There's a lot of advice we can give you. Maybe some you'll take.
Well, Danny's like, maybe we should give like marital advice. And I'm like, okay, well, I pretty much call him an idiot on a daily basis.
I call her stupid.
I call her, we walk past each other like, ugly, you're gross. Like, I don't know. We used to say really mean things to each other.
When you think about it, how the fuck are we still
I
together?
know. And I'm
didn't
like,
think
I don't know
about
what
this.
I'm going to come up with.
I don't know either, but we're here together, right?
I think it's like some kind of foreplay or something. Danny.
Maybe you can look
I
at it
think
that
so,
way. You
yeah.
have to get a little, I guess, I don't know.
But I feel like in marriages, it's pretty simple. You either
Don't go to bed angry. That's the key word.
I was gonna say you either grow together or you grow apart.
When you grow old, I can tell you that,
But
because when I met you,
you
were
go
so
your different
young when I
ways.
met you.
You know
You
what?
were so young. What happened?
I was
What
very
happened?
young.
You
I
like
was,
the kids. I say, don't grow old. You got old. But you look
Really,
good, though.
Danny?
I got old, too.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're much, much older than I am. Danny.
You were just pimping me out. You were just telling me before.
I'm gonna make an OnlyFans. For Danny.
Okay, so here we go. She was just...
He's gonna have an OnlyFans.
You just
page.
got done telling me prior to this that you're going to get me hooked up with old ladies or something like that. And now you just tell me,
Pimp
oh,
you
that's
out.
right. And you just told me I'm a small Tom Cruise looking motherfucker or something like that.
I wasn't just saying that as a compliment.
Minus that.
Well,
That wasn't a
because you know what?
compliment.
I am taller than
Sorry.
you, not much, but you're sitting higher. And I said because you got a big
said that all
clumpy
the
butt
time.
that raises the...
I have a
let me
flat
go.
cellulite ass.
No,
What
it's
are you
still...
talking
But there's
about?
enough of it when you sit down. It kind of gives you
That's
that little bump.
hips. That's my knickknacks. That's
The family, yeah,
No,
the family
that's not
knick-knack.
the
Yeah,
butt.
you did
Yeah.
inherit that, but I should go get a phone book to sit on. Maybe I'll be a little raised a little bit. But anyway, so we're going to do a segment in the next couple of weeks with Jamie cooking, because you are a fabulous cook, and people always want your recipes. And
I know, but I hate writing them down. So I
You
was
don't
like,
write 'em
Danny, I
down.
really don't want to do anything but recipes that I have to like. Everybody will be like, "What's the recipe for that?" And then I'm like, da, 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 and then I could read it's like a whole book, and I'm like, "Oh gosh, I don't know." But maybe if I did a little video and like I didn't have to write it down and like showed you how to do it, because honestly, that's how I learned how to cook. I was not domesticated at all growing up. I never
No.
wanted to get married, never wanted to have kids, nothing. My mom was like, "You want to learn how to do this? You want to learn?" I'm like, no, you do it for me. My mom literally wiped my ass until she gave me the Zanny. And at that time,
she
told
actually
Zanny,
did push her on it.
She's
She
your
did.
problem
She
now.
did. She
This is
said,
what my
"Ma,
mom
I love
says
you,"
to
but
Danny.
you didn't tell me about everything. I mean, Mom, all kidding aside, you didn't tell me all the extra work that was involved in this.
I was not domesticated
Like, it's
at
your
all.
problem now. It's your problem now. But anyway, I'm glad.
But I did always love food and love eating food. So when I
even
got
say
with
that
Danny,
with, like,
I just
love.
it's love, and it's like a whole different level once you get older, and it's like you're married, you have kids. It's like
So what is
food
it?
does
What
to
is
you.
it? Food,
So-
sex, alcohol. What's left?
I would say
The housewives.
alcohol,
The
food,
housewives.
then sex.
The cats. The cats. The
Wait,
cats.
the cats might come before sex. No, just kidding.
I don't know. They kind of get. I don't know.
I
I'm
think maybe
starting
the
to
cats
worry.
might have to go first. But anyway, so Danny's mom was an excellent cook, and she showed
She is.
me.
She was.
And
Yes.
so when we got together, Danny would like talk about me.
She
Like
still cooks
she
for me.
doesn't do anything. Like I have to pick up after her, and like he wanted me to learn how to cook and everything like that. So it was like, all right, you know.
I didn't. No.
you
no.
were mean,
You-
Danny.
first of-
Yeah, you were. You talked about me.
Okay, the first time I wake up to you in the house, Oreos with the milk on the table, the little ring on the table. I'm like waking up and you're sleeping. You did snore. You say, Ashley, you snored.
No.
And I'm sitting there like popping the thing off, like talking to them. And that's like right away.
All right. Well, I was like a kid.
You made your first meal. You made your first meal for
chicken parm
for your father,
for my dad, and my mother-in-law taught me everything I know about food. I mean, I didn't even know how to cut up a pineapple. I didn't know how to do garlic.
Boil an egg.
I didn't know anything because I never wanted to learn about any of that. So your mom showed me, and I learned, and I found a love for cooking and making different things.
How much do you love it? Because I'm only seeing a couple of meals a week these days. So how much do you love it?
Really, Danny?
Yes.
Now you're going to see a lot less. Wow, really? And this is okay. So everybody wants to keep it real. Danny thinks that because I'm the girl, right, that I should do the food shopping and cook the food.
Well, she thinks because I'm the man, I should pay the bills. So how does that work?
Because he takes me out to dinner, I should have to
go back and forth
for him.
Okay.
You're like, yeah, cook me now.
I cook. I'm a sauteer. I like to saute. I love sauteing.
No, Danny is good in the kitchen, and you know what? He does the garbage.
She really likes me in the kitchen. She really does. That's her favorite part of the house, the kitchen, for some reason.
Not really. That's where I name call you. So he does the dishwasher, and he's laundry boy these days now. He does all the laundry, and Danny's like a sadistic person. Like, he likes to do things, but only to bitch about them. So you hear him up there yelling about the laundry all the time, right?
We all bitch about things. We do things and we bitch about them. At least I do, but... Yeah. I guess you're right. I am sadistic.
I'm with you very much sadistic. Oh, really? What do I do so wrong, Danny? What's so bad about me? You want to get people to hate on me.
I'm trying to think of any flaws you might have.
I have them.
Honestly, the thing I don't like about you, though, is you take about an hour to eat an egg. If there's one flaw you have...
I eat slow.
Gosh, if you want to go...
But he's like...
No, this is ridiculous. I'm
a slow eater.
I mean, she loves 2 eggs takes her a half hour to eat eggs, 2 eggs.
Because I take my time with stuff. I'm like,
Within 30, how many times have I've eaten, cleaned the dishes, had my dessert, and you're still working on your...
Well, you're savage, Dan.
But you're still on your salad. You're not even on the mash, but I'm already done.
Find someone else to
I got
eat
the
food
laundry,
with.
And I go back...
Find someone else to eat food with.
No, I'd rather... No,
all right, then shut
Next topic, then.
Anyway, I was...
I'm going to get you later.
You wanted me to talk about... When we talk about marriage, you wanted to... Because I'm always so positive, and you're not. So I have to do the positive segment.
Okay.
And so...
What's positive in the world today? Oh, positive thing is... okay, before you get to positivity, Trump beat Haley. Is that a positive thing? What's her name, Haley?
If I lived in the perfect world, I wouldn't have Trump or Biden. So I don't know if that's a total victory. So I don't know. I mean, I guess it is for Trumpy. Are you stunned?
I am stunned because you're a hypocrite right now.
Why am I a hypocrite? I don't want Trumpy. I told you that. I don't want him back, and I don't want Biden. I wanted something. And anytime I said I like Nikki, you were like, I don't like her. I don't like
That's her name, Nikki. So is the lady that hired my son. Nikki, that's the lady. That's right, the Nikki girl. Who do you want? He was good. I liked him. Yeah. Down the road, I liked his principal.
There was a lot, but it blows my mind how this is how, I don't know. I feel like I live in a Twilight Zone or something.
It is the Twilight Zone.
What is going on?
It's a repeat. It's
going to be Michelle Obama.
No, she already said she doesn't. And
but no, it's never too late.
I like Michelle. I'm
the least political person in the world. I just want things to get back to somewhat normal. I mean, the world's crazy right now.
Yes, and this is what I wanted to say too. Like with the legal marijuana and stuff, that like Jace when he was in school, right? So one of his friends were given, and I just wanted to put this a heads out for our parents to make sure that you talk to your kids about drugs and stuff.
You're gonna wind up drinking that drink if you don't put no damage.
Go ahead, you can do it. You do it. So am I keeping it real?
That's your third one anyway, right?
No. What? You're judging me, Danny. I got my T-shirt on.
You do.
It stands. Like, you know.
And they don't
I'm
know
all
if it's
good.
day or night because we're pre-recording the show.
Yeah.
It could be nighttime.
Well, can I take
It
a
could
break
be
and then we can go back to Boo Boo's THC fucking thing?
So what were you saying about Jace with the school thing, with the weed?
Okay,
Or
so
the gummy, whatever
and,
it was.
You know, parents really need to talk to their children about it because he comes home from school and I'm like, well, how was your day, Boo Boo? And he was like, well, it was really weird. And so he starts telling me how some kid that he's friends with was given a gummy that was in a package, and I was like, did he buy it? He's like, no, some other kid just gave it to him. And all the other kids were looking at the package, and Jace seen that it had like a warning from California or something like that. And he's like, you should not eat that. And then other kids were like, no, don't eat that.
Hope
and
you don't watch this
Jace is
video
like,
then.
Well, Jace is like this.
Maybe he should. I don't know.
This kid doesn't
probably
have
is.
social media. He doesn't see anything online or anything like that. So I'm assuming that his parents are trying to protect him from knowing certain things. That's why he doesn't have social media or anything. So
What are you talking about?
the kid that took the gummy. So Jace is thinking, in his perspective, the kid didn't know any better. He's thinking it's just
Bullshit.
a regular candy.
Bullshit.
But like all these other kids that are like have online
They're in
access,
8th grade. They
see.
know. I'm sorry. I disagree.
All right. Well, anyway, so the kid, Jace told him not to eat it, but then
That
there was
I
other kids
believe.
that were like, you know, eat it, eat it, eat it.
Oh, so
And
they were cheering him
cheering
on.
him on,
a
like
little-
eat it, eat it. So this kid
So it was
ate
a
it,
group
and here
effort.
he got like so messed up, right? So
And he was
ended
the
up-
only one that ate it. Only
Yes.
one out of the
and
whole.
Jace said that he ate the kid ate the entire gummy too. It wasn't like a bite of it. And he said it was a pretty decent size. Then he went online and showed me what it was. And it's actually called like trolley. See, this is where I get like, they packaged this like very wrong for like little kids because it looks like
Don't even
trolleys,
go
like
there.
the regular, if you ever see them wormy candies, it looks exactly like that. Although it has the wording on it and everything. But still, to the, you know, just quickly looking at, these kids don't pay attention.
No, they look
But that
just
kid
like
was
candy.
warned, and so he ate the whole thing, got messed up, went to the hospital.
Who warned him? The kids, you just said they cheered him on to
Well,
do
a
it.
couple of his friends were telling
But
him.
what do you go with the
but
masses?
Other
Just
kids
go,
were like,
do it.
do it.
Well, what do you think
So he
he's
got-
going to do?
Okay, well, I'm just saying that the kid messed up. Well, when Jace is telling me this, my fear was, oh my God, this could have like fentanyl in it, and this kid just took it. That was my fear because with the open borders, all the drug cartel, all the huge problem with fentanyl right now, that scares the shit out of me, you know? And so parents need to like, don't sugarcoat nothing. Tell your kids, especially by 8th grade, they should know all these things. And just know that like, if you ever take anything from anyone, the consequences will be,
Say that
you will
again?
die. The consequences?
There you go. That's better.
Yeah, that you'll die if you take something. If I tell my kids, don't take an Advil, don't take a Tylenol, don't take anything from anyone because you really don't know what's inside of that. So I was like, I wanted to cry for the parents. I'm like, I can't imagine being called and saying Jace ate something or, you know, but I've always told my kids this, like always, even with kidnappings, like, I don't know if you
There we
talk to
go.
your kids
This
about
is what
like,
I deal with. This is, go ahead.
well, and especially now, like I said, with the open borders and stuff, this girl that got, I mean, there's plenty of women who are getting raped and murdered from men, but also illegal men, right, that have a criminal past. So
it's okay if the man's legal or illegal? Oh,
no, well, I mean, I'm saying it's now a bigger problem because
He's got his green card.
There's more people, you know, here to commit those crimes that are not from good families that don't think, they think like criminals. Like they see a woman and they want to hurt her, they want to rape her. So yeah, you do have to be aware, especially if you have young kids going into teenage years, because kids have that teen brain. They think nothing's ever going to happen to them. See, I grew up, I always was into like unsolved mysteries and stuff like that.
Still are. That's why you're
Still
going
am, right?
this
But
route.
this is why
Everything
I'm
with
always
her
like,
is a conspiracy, a
Yeah.
theory, and
like
I'm
that
with you.
guy's trying, like, why is he looking this way, or what's that? You know, I'm always like, what's going on? Always with my surrounding. My mom's like, Jake, check the car, do this, do
Very
that. You know,
paranoid. You're very paranoid.
but
Very
you know
paranoid.
what? That's what women
That's
need
the
to
big
be.
difference. Paranoid, not
Okay,
paranoid.
well, I'm also a female, so there's a difference. I mean, I don't know
You're
how many
female.
times you felt like maybe
Your,
you would
your
get
brother
raped,
just got
Danny,
saying
but-
out of the 400 Rosnagels, you're in the top 5 as far as fighting.
Well, that's true, but still, I'm not, you know.
Out of 400 or 500 of them, you're in the
a
top 5, and that's men and females.
female will always get
You're the
overpowered
toughest
by a man, always. Physically,
in most cases.
Yes, definitely.
In most cases.
I mean, that doesn't stop me from, opening my mouth. And even now, like, I'm paranoid about things, but, like the other day, I dropping Jace off and get an argument with some guy that was trying to cut me off. And I was like, oh my God, I'm about to get shot up here at the school.
And now she...
because I'm like boisterous. I'm like, you're cutting me off and this and that.
She comes home and says, I almost got shot. I'm like, you almost got shot? And then the guy never had a gun.
Well, this guy...
He had a little road rage.
I know, but he was...
Didn't even have a gun,
control.
but she says she almost got shot. You talk about dramatic...
But I'm saying this is the situation that happened, right? You never know.
They were familiar with him after school.
Oh, I called the school on them.
But he had no gun, and he didn't try to shoot you. So let's...
I had to be a little dramatic about that. But anyway, people, talk to your kids about this stuff.
And honestly, as far as the border, you're absolutely correct. If there's one political thing, I will say, close that son of a bitch down as soon as possible.
I don't think politics are in open borders or not.
Well, you're gonna solve a lot of that fentanyl right there alone. And now you got the Chinese, too, getting involved in the weed business. You just got talking about if they're doing it, and if they're farming in California, you know that they're beating the system because they're all about dead presidents or dead yens, whatever the fuck they are in their country. So they will splice it and spice it with the fucking fentanyl.
Yeah, and it's so scary. I worry about that with the kids all the time.
Yeah,
especially in school. And now, like, the reality of it is Jace, someone that he's friends with, came, interacted with someone that had, it was THC, but still, you don't know where these kids are. Like, if it's from California, then obviously they're getting it in the mail or something, right? So you don't know. A label, but
exactly, because it says California.
Yeah,
you can put a label.
So you don't know.
You can put a label on anything and say it's from here. You can say this, so you
very
don't know
scary.
Where. Could be from down the block. Could be from Phillipsburg.
I don't know about that.
Could be one of my relatives. You don't know.
Anyway, so moving along with the show, either. Danny.
Anyway.
You wanted me to talk about something inspirational, and I was gonna start talking about that.
Well, you just talked about saving your children from this.
Well, because I said we agreed that you're mean and I'm not.
I guess at times
Danny,
you're right.
So this weekend we had a nice weekend with the kids because we seen them bonding together.
Where's the lobster?
The kids getting along because for a long time there was like, Mike, we were just talking about that because your kids are a little bit closer in age. Yeah. But ours are five and a half years.
Mike, but it's not Mike. It's mine. What was that from again?
Well, Danny, we've always made up stuff. Finding Nemo.
For years I thought it was Mike.
I know we'd always be like, Uncle Mike.
But it's mine.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, back to your topic.
So,
Mike.
So the kids
I like the new Mike, too.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna...
Cut me off.
Okay. So, anyway.
Anywho.
The kids hanging out together and everything. And, Jaden had said something really nice. We were talking about, work and stuff and growing up. And, he told me, this is our oldest, and he told me how, he always has good memories of growing up and how I've done everything for him imaginable. Always was there for him. I did nothing but play dates. Like my entire world wrapped around my kids and Danny when they were growing up.
The kids.
Really, Danny? I used to pack all your bags. Everyone talked about you. It took me a lot. Like, okay, I grew into a woman. It was like, Danny, pack your own damn bags. I'm not doing because then I didn't pack what he wanted, where's my this? Where's my that? And everybody
get it right, girl.
Shouldn't he have packed his own stuff? Yeah, he should have. But I've been spoiling him all this time. That's neither here or there. Anyway, moving along with the inspirational.
There's so much for that. Let's save that for next week. We're cooking with Jamie, or what's cooking with Jamie?
I was trying to tell you something.
All right, the mommy thing.
Really? Wow, you're not good at this. You just cut me off and went into a whole other lane.
Well, back to the bowling
inspirational. So my son, because I want to say, because this makes me feel really good, especially being a mom and being a stay-at-home mom for all those years. Because sometimes I'd be like, should I have a career? No. Should I have a career? Should I, have shown them this? And people would always be in my ear. You should work. And I feel like people put me down as a stay-at-home mom. Like, oh, you live off of Danny. He did it, blah, blah. I've heard things through the years, and so I would question sometimes. But when I hear that, and I'm like, you know what, Jaden, I wouldn't have been able to do all the things that I was doing for you if I did have to work. You know, Dad stressed and had to worry about paying the bills and taking care of all of us.
I do it all over again. That's the beautiful. I wanted it that way. You wanted to work. I said no. And all of this doubt you have about being a good mom, that's on you, because if you let any of those idiots in your head...
No, I didn't have doubt, and I didn't let those...
That's there was times, and it was all your stupid friends from your past that mean shit to you.
Well,
you've been a great mom, you've been a great friend.
But people say things to you that, you know, it's in your head. I never, ever... People that are below me will never bring me down to that level. I will never give them
I'm
that
sorry
credit.
to cut you up, because there was a message to this thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I get mad at though.
And I don't want anyone to ever, like, when people are like, oh, don't look at your... I will never let anyone that's below me like that ever pull me down, ever. That's never going to happen.
But I get upset with you because you always, like, you say that. I wish I did this, and... you did everything you were supposed to do.
And my son, my message is, Mom, you did all these play dates, every, like, Easter egg hunts, Halloween parties. Every year I would have this for the kids, especially Jaden. He was my little, our oldest. He was my little sidekick, always my little BFF, always will be, you know. And our relationship is growing because he's growing into a man, so it's, like, different. But really, he told me, he was like, Mom, you'll always be my first love. And that's, like, everything, you know, like, when you know that, like, you did that, you know, you were there. Like, I never left my kids. Ding. I never thought about anything else except them first. Even myself, when people would be like, oh, can you go out? I'm like, no, I got to put the kids to bed and I could do this. And I know people talks about me like, oh, Danny can't do that. No, actually, because I want to do that. I want to do that for my kids.
Give me names. Name names.
I'm not going to name names.
Give me some names.
But
I'll go take care of them for you.
But
me and Spider.
But ending this with me not working all these years, right? So when Danny did have his heart attack, I was like, wow. You
traded in a Chevy for a Cadillac.
It's like, you know, I could find myself like, what if something happened to him? I have to be able to take care of myself. I have to, like, so, in, you know, in the process of all this and me growing and getting older and becoming more of a woman, you know, deciding that I do. That's why I started my own little business. You started
that before the heart attack, a year before. So let's retract. I know,
but when that happened, I was like, you know, something pulled me towards doing that, you know? And
so
I was
you
like,
anticipated me having a heart attack?
No, but like anticipating, like, I need to do something else. My kids don't need me as much. You know, Jaden's out driving himself around, doing all that by himself. Jace just needs to get driven. You know, I don't have to do all that I did. You laundry boy, taking over the laundry. I still have to do the food shop and all that.
I mean, I'm going to stop all
I
this
had more
stuff,
time to, like, do stuff. And then when you did have your heart attack, I realized, like, the importance of me, you know? So anyway, in my message, I just want the stay-at-home moms to know. I don't know if there was a message
there. It was a lot of rimbling and rumbling.
Maybe, but we'll have to watch it back. We'll have to watch it back. But out there, the stay-at-home moms, you know, cut yourself, like Danny's saying, cut yourself some slack, because I know stay-at-home moms, I don't care
That's a job.
who's saying it.
That's a job.
There's people talking about you
or
that you're not working. Or
stay-at-home dad, if you're a stay-at-home dad, too.
Yes, yeah. And for the single moms or the single parents out there, I mean, that's incredible. I have no idea how someone, you know, does it all, but there's a lot of great parents out there that are single that do it all, so I definitely give you a lot of credit.
What else are we going to talk about?
So let's move on. We already said we're going to talk about the What's Cooking Jay, right?
We're going to do a little segment.
We're going to try to do a segment every week on that, right, Danny?
Maybe.
What's cooking? What's your favorite food? What's your absolute favorite food that I make?
Your chicken parm is fantastic.
Really good, right?
That's probably the best I've ever had.
Ever made,
your ravioli soup is tremendous, as Coco would say.
That's called my famous ravioli soup. Everybody always loves that. That was one of my first recipes as well.
Your pasta dishes, I can't. Your omelets are fantastic.
Oh,
Simple stuff.
Hands down, I do the best
breakfasts are fantastic.
Best breakfast.
You make better hoagies at home than I get on the outside. Sandwiches at home with your little, because she makes a sick balsamic that Definitely.
Oh, my fresh balsamic
That's
dressing
a recipe.
is so
We
good.
bottle
I
that
already
bitch.
put that out there.
Okay,
It's
we
good.
can't do
Yeah,
anything
it's so
about that.
easy to do too.
But
it's so fresh and so good.
no, you cook. Anything you've tried. She does struggle with Thanksgiving turkey though for some reason. That is one problem.
I did it good this year.
But I mean, it's
Michael,
on
all
again.
them.
But her side dishes.
No, I think Aunt Linda did take over.
She
that.
did.
Yeah, she did.
And but her side dishes are always fabulous. Turkey, she's struggled with. Something else you struggle, but 9 out of 10 dishes you've done well with.
I've done well. Okay.
Yes.
So what else, Danny B?
Done well with a lot of things. That's why I do get upset when you talk about this and the people judge. Fuck people. Who cares?
Well, I agree with that.
I know who you are.
I,
Like you tell me when things weren't great, you knew who I was as a person when we were
I
going
always
through.
know who you are.
And
Yeah.
I always know who you are. I know
Yeah.
you've been the best friend, the best mother, the best. There's so many things I'd like to say positive about you, but I can't.
Oh, Danny, so sweet. You're trying to get some tonight.
I will get some probably as soon as Mike gets on out of
Yeah,
here.
okay.
Take you down to
Yes.
Chinatown. But
Well,
anyway,
that's the whole thing with marriage is it has its ups and downs.
ups and downs. Never go to
My
bed.
advice is he says don't go to bed
Angry.
Mine is like I was just telling Mike, always have date night. Always spend that time together, especially when your kids are like
Go
little.
to the casino once in a while. You don't have to gamble, but if you're locally in Easton, go down to
You
the
gotta
Winthrop.
go and get your freaky deaky on. You
Yeah,
gotta
that
go.
helps,
You
yeah.
gotta act like
Especially with
you're
kids at
first
home.
together. You gotta act like you're whole different people when you go out. But you're not gonna be able to go to Pocono Palace
they're
anymore
shutting
because
it
they're
down.
shutting
That's
it
right.
down. Our
Oh,
lover's
yeah.
place.
Been going there on and off for 5-6 years.
Maybe a
I
little
started
longer
in the
than
80s
that.
before you.
Is
though.
that so weird?
I
I
don't-
was like
oh.
10 and he was at the lover's place with his exes.
Actually, you were about 8.
Did we ever end up in one of them same rooms?
I was going in the 84. That would make
That's
you 8.
weird.
That sounds
we were probably
horrible.
in the same
though.
pool water because I'm sure they haven't
Maybe.
changed that shit.
That's probably the reason. You know what? I smelled
No.
yeah, there's something
Every time
about
we
that.
leave that
Ew,
place, I'm
hey.
like, I know I'm gonna have some kind of infection or something.
Well,
you
maybe
know?
that's what's happening. They are closing it down. My first visit there was in 1984. And you went.
Pocono Palace though, because they have 2 sister resorts too.
Palace, the Palace.
Cove Haven and
I'll tell you, I recognized the room.
yeah,
I think
what's
I
the
found
other
a
one?
joint I left there fucking from the 80s.
What's the other one they're called?
Who cares?
Yeah, anyway,
Well,
the
what-
other 2 resorts will stay open, but this one, which is the one we always go to, and my mom's like, they're saying on the news it's not up to code. I'm like, yeah, I could have told you that.
Well, anyway, that's about it for this week's show, right?
I think so, Danny. I think we covered everything in and out of everything because
In
you
and
like
out.
to cut me off all the time, especially when I'm getting to a good point. Then
Well, you
gotta
do a
cut
lot
me
of
off.
talking yourself. I'm a little jealous right now, to be honest with you.
Why?
Because I usually steal the show. You seem to do all the talking today.
Oh, well, I didn't do my hair, my
you
hair,
have a headset on now.
and my
You have a
sweater
headset.
like I did last week because I felt like I was like too.
I was
showing
underdressed.
off.
You were overdressed.
Yeah.
Now,
So now,
now
hopefully,
you look like,
know,
who knows? You're
I
doing,
got my shirt, my tank top on to
it's got
inspire
some
me for
cat
the
hair
day.
on it, too.
It probably does, and it's all good, Danny B.
Well, anyway, my friends, thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week and weeks to come. Next week, if you have any requests, any recipes that you'd like Jamie to share with you, please do.
I don't want to write any recipes down. Don't make me do it. The texting recipes, I hate doing it. But anyway, I want to thank everyone for liking our page, going to our YouTube channel, and watching our YouTube videos, and everyone that shows us love and support through all of our episodes. I hope everyone keeps watching. And I know there's a lot of people out there that don't want to admit that they watch, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's all good. You know, again, this is just about having fun and,
Yep.
you know, but finally we feel like we can do something with this down the road with guests.
We have
and
so many ideas. We're just
thanks
getting
to
this
Mike
going.
Klein. I mean, Mike, again, you've done a great
Thank
job.
you,
It's
Michael. And
only-
happy birthday to your
Happy-
beautiful
yes.
bride, your baby mama.
It's only the second show of season 11, but this time around, we obviously, you can see the lighting, the different camera, the different angles. Headsets. Never
It's
had
all
headsets.
different, yeah.
Just having headsets feels different.
It's different. I think each week we'll get
And
better
on,
and better.
on another note, I just finished 30 seasons on air with
Oh,
my
wow.
sports show. Yeah,
Wow.
my 30th season sports betting, March
Nice.
Madness, my 30th. I can't believe it. Will I come back for season 31? I don't know. Should I?
I don't know, Danny. I don't know. We got
Probably
so
have
many
to.
things going on. I feel like I'm so busy right now, but I like it.
I might
like
cap
being
it. I'll
busy.
be 62 in October. I might string this out to 65. I don't know.
We'll see. I got a lot of life left to me. I feel like I'm 47, but I feel like in my 50s is I'm going to get like a second wind, and I'm going to feel like I'm 25 in my 50s. I'm hoping that's how I feel. I
Well,
don't know
you
if
look
I'll
good.
look
You
like
look-
that, but I'm definitely wanting to feel
Well,
like
you look
that.
marvelous. You always
Thank
do.
you,
You know I
Danny.
love you, and I'm
I
sorry
know
if
you
I
do.
cut you off, and please don't take that out on me later on.
Okay.
Don't cut me off.
I abuse him later.
She'll cut me off. I got to stop cutting her off because she'll eventually cut me off. Well, anyway, guys, girls, thanks for
Thanks,
watching. We'll be back
everyone.
at you next week.
Keeping it real.